We've had the Taz shenanigans. We have the Finn backpack attack. But what if I told you that there is one character in the game that personally I haven't seen anyone talk as much as they do about Finn, and that is Superman. In my opinion, Superman is probably the most broken, overpowered, and most easiest character to get a win with, and that's what I'll be trying to go over in today's video and explain to you all of his attacks and how you can, I guess, benefit in getting wins if you're struggling. Before we fully get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to hitting, I guess, 32,500 subscribers. Yeah, and also be sure to drop a like at the video if you do enjoy any MultiVersus content or guides or stuff like that in relation to the game. Anyway, so first things first, I used Superman not too much in the game. Like, I'm not a really high level, and there's a main reason for that. Every single time I use him, I feel disgusting. It got to the point of one of my games where I was just trying to get him to level 5 to get 100 gold. I got a message on PlayStation from a person that I was fighting to literally tell me to use a different moveset. And you might be wondering, what moveset does Superman have that makes him so overpowered? And that is his ability to not only fly, but also grab an enemy while he's flying and then punching them. This attack is probably the most ridiculous thing about him. Not only the fact that you can just simply fly around and do those things with ease while a player can simply dodge it, but every single time that I play, you can just sneakily get into a player and pick him up and punch him out of the map. Now, the great thing with the whole idea of being able to pick up enemies, you can fly them off of the map and continuously do it until you, well, ring them out. Ring them out? Is that how you say it? Ring out them? Ring them out? Yeah, anyway, that's not the only attack that he has, right? Another thing that Superman has is the ability to use his heat vision, which is used by simply jumping and then looking down and pressing triangle, or just looking down and pressing triangle. I am talking about PlayStation right here. You can press Y obviously on Xbox, and whatever your keybind is on PC, that's always a really confusing part of everything for me. But another one that's kind of ridiculous in my opinion is the ability to become a meteor and leave fire behind you that damages enemies also. Now, this attack can be a bit difficult to do because you do need to slightly charge it up. The way you do it is you look down so that Superman crouches, he kind of starts glowing, and then all you simply do is jump up into the air, which causes the attack. But once you do it, it can actually damage the player a lot. And by doing this, once the player, let's say, is up in the air from your meteor attack, which is what happens, you can simply jump up, hold triangle to fly up, pick up the player, and then throw them up into the sky to fully ring them out and get them out of the game. Now, as you can tell, there's just a lot of little things with Superman that just makes him that bit more ridiculous. But that's not all that Superman has. There's so many more attacks that are just equally or even more annoying than the previous ones. One that I don't think is anything great is actually his freeze breath that I'm just gonna mention. You can freeze enemies, but the possibility of you actually doing it is very low, because you know it's just like freezing and enemies can dodge. But no, another thing that Superman does is his charge up attacks, or simply his punching attacks. Let's first cover his punching attack. You know, the way Finn can just use his backpack and get you stuck in like this whole attack move, or back when Taz was really broken and he had his little tornado effect that could also do the same thing. But Superman has a similar thing, but instead of turning in a circle, he can just stay in one position and punch you for a ridiculous amount of time, which only deals 1 damage each punch. But the fact that you get stuck in that is so stupid but great at the same time. You see, you can use your, let's say, square or X button, depending on what console you play on, to simply punch your opponent, and sometimes you can get into situations where the opponent can get stuck in one place because you basically unlocked a certain moveset that just lets you punch him for like at least 10 to 15 seconds, I want to say. Maybe that's a bit of an over exaggeration, but it almost feels like that. You're just out there punching him ridiculously long. On top of all this, by using your R1 or whatever it is on Xbox, your RT, I think, your right trigger, you can charge up an attack that can get the player out if they have a really high amount of damage on them. You can do a very similar thing with the square button, which kind of activates a little bit of a crosshair to find out where you exactly want to fly with your punch. And all of these movesets combined makes Superman just a bit more like, oh god, I'm gonna hate my life playing as this character. Now, obviously, I've mentioned Taz and Finn mainly in this video. Most of the characters in this game have their little movesets that really make them overpowered, but the fact that Superman just has literally most of his movesets, like from the meteor to the fact that you can fly, escape enemies if you're really high. Let's say you're playing 2v2, you are really high on damage and you need one more ring out and your enemies need one more ring out. All you need to do is fly around as far as away as you can from the enemies. The amount of times I've played against Superman and they just do that, it's so frustrating. So you can become that extremely annoying player that just simply flies around circle and circle until your other teammate rings them out. Now this is a 2v2 scenario. Or, you know, you can just be like, hey Lamau, I'm gonna fly over to you, pick you up, and absolutely obliterate you into nothingness with my special attack. Oh, you want to punch me? Well, I'm punching you until I don't stop because I can just punch you ridiculously long. Oh, you want to be frozen? Pff, okay, I'm gonna freeze you. Ooh, you wanna get heat wave with my heat vision or whatever it's called? Well, bam, I'm gonna burn you to death. On top of that, let me use my meteor again, let me use my charge attack, and I'm gonna fly out of the map because I am so much better than you. It's honestly a really annoying character, and if you are planning to use him on real players, do consider that you are becoming a very, very annoying person. But if you are enjoying it too much, then go out there and use him, because we are not gonna have him for free for very much long. Next week, I'm guessing different characters are gonna be in rotation with season 1 coming out, and you're most likely going to have to pay for him. But hey, don't worry, he's only 2,000 coins, and that is if they don't nerf him, because I know that Finn is going to be getting a nerf. I know that Iron Giant is going to be getting his nerf with that weird butt attack that he has when he like comes flying from the sky and can get you stuck and like literally get you into thousands of damage. But the possibility of that happening is very low. Whereas once again, with Superman, he's just everything is broken. You can use him, go out there, be broken, have fun, but don't ruin everybody else's day. You know, take that into consideration. That's why I don't like to use him that much. Use him against bots, maybe, I don't know, it's up to you. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. 32,500 subscribers, here we come, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.